Hello there, Aquarius. Thank you for stopping by for your tarot video forecast for the week of August 3rd through the 9th. I am using my Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg once again. And let's just look what we have for you for Monday. Is we have the Two of Cups showing up in reverse. Two of Cups in reverse is just telling me that there's some relationship in your life. It could be romantic, but it doesn't have to be. It could also be a family relationship, friendship, or business. But you have some relationship in your life that's kind of going backwards on Monday instead of forwards. So doesn't feel like a big deal, just a kind of a disagreement, but something that definitely does need to be worked out for you guys to move forward again. Tuesday, you have the Seven of Clubs showing up, Aquarius, and the Seven of Clubs just means that Tuesday you're going to need to take a stand for yourself. So this is something coming up where somebody is going to be trying to get you to do something that maybe really you should not be any part of. Or maybe somebody is accusing you of something that you really had no part of. And so you just have to stand up for yourself and say, you know what, I have other things to do, or, you know, that's just not even real. Something. But there's some way that you're taking a stand for yourself on Tuesday. Now Wednesday, what we have showing up is we have the Falling Tower. And the Falling Tower really talks about situations where we felt pretty secure. We thought that those situations would last indefinitely, but then they're suddenly just yanked away from us. A lot of times what's happened in that, if you think about a tower and the tower's ancient uses, basically if a town was attacked, people would run into the tower to be safe from being attacked physically. And so they would stay in the tower until the attack was over, and maybe, you know, fire arrows or whatever, as long as they had ammunition to kind of help with getting rid of the attackers. But so they run into the tower for safety in an emergency situation, and then what happens is that tower starts to feel like the safe place. And so then the people are afraid to leave the tower because that has been their safe place. And so now they're afraid that if they leave and attackers come back again, then they could be caught in trouble. So it's kind of similar when you see this card, that situation that feels very safe and like it will last forever. We get into that for certain reasons, maybe for security. We get into that situation for security, okay? So for example, and I'm not saying that this is what's happening to you, Aquarius, but for example, say that the Tower card signifies that you lost a job. Well, you went to that job originally for security, and it was probably a step up from where you were before. Even for those of you who had really, we don't even need to go there, but it was a step up from where you were before. And after you had been there a while, it started to feel like a safe place, like a place that you could count on for a paycheck. It added to your security. It was a good place to be. And so instead of acknowledging the fact that you were growing in experience, that you were growing in knowledge the whole time that you're working there, and looking for other places that you could apply that information and that experience, you know, in other words, instead of looking for other jobs that might be better opportunities for you, you got really comfortable in the tower. You got comfortable in that safe place because it was safe. And so you got a little bit lazy about looking at what could be better for you out there. So what happens is, whenever we have the situation indicated by the Falling Tower, typically what's going on, it's kind of the higher power's way of saying, guess what? You are stagnating. You're not moving forward here. It is time for you to move forward. And if you're not going to do it, we're going to help you. And they kick that security right out from under you. So now guess what? You have to stand on your own 2 feet, and you have to look for those new opportunities. Now, having this type of situation where that security is taken from you just like that is unsettling generally right away. The good news is, this would not be happening if there weren't better opportunities out there for you somewhere else. So this is basically your kick in the butt to start looking for those better opportunities. So in the long term, it's actually good, even though in the short term it doesn't feel so great. Okay, so that's what we've got going on Wednesday. We have some kind of tower situation. It may or may not be a job. I'm not saying it's a job for everybody, but you have some kind of tower situation where you're losing a little piece of security and being forced to look around for a way to fill that void in your life. Now, Thursday, what we have showing up is we have the Moon card for you, Aquarius. And the Moon card just means that you have a situation in your life on Thursday that doesn't completely make sense to you. It kind of does, but not completely. In fact, it makes enough sense to you that you're sure there's more to this picture than what you're being shown. Okay? So there's more going on beneath the surface than meets the eye on some situation that you're dealing with on Thursday. Now on Friday, what you have is the Ten of Clubs in reverse. For some of you, this is going to be a breakup. This can be talking about somebody, in some situations, this can be asking for divorce or somebody asking you for divorce. This can also be talking about something much smaller, though. This can be talking about having a responsibility that you would normally do on Friday, that you're just not doing it this Friday. Maybe it doesn't require to be done this Friday, or maybe you've just decided you need some time off and you've asked somebody else to take over this responsibility on Friday. But either way, it's definitely setting down a responsibility, and it can be anywhere all the way from asking for a divorce all the way down to your daughter's piano practice has been canceled, and so you don't have to take her to piano practice. So a lot of different ways that that can manifest. What I would say is nobody freak out about this card, because you never know. Not everything in this reading applies to every Aquarius, first of all. And secondly, in your own life, you don't know, even if it does apply, whether it's going to be a big thing or a little thing. So I would say call it not applying or a little thing until you see otherwise. All right, so let's move on to Saturday. Saturday we have the Six of Cups in reverse. And the Six of Cups in reverse talks to me about looking back at your past and realizing that there are lessons there in your past to be learned. And I feel like when you're looking back at your past, this is not easy memories for you to look at. These are, you're looking back at some difficult situations that you've gone through, and you're seeing, like I said, that there are some lessons to be learned from those, and you're sort of pulling those lessons out so that you can move forward and not find yourself in the same situations in the future that you were before. So it's very good forward progress is what it actually is. Now on Sunday, what we have is we have the Magician. I'm just laughing because I'm being given this memory when I look at this card of something that I used to do. I grew up Catholic, and so I went to Catholic school from kindergarten on, so I spent a lot of time in church, like every day except Saturday, and usually Saturday we went for confession once I was old enough to do that. And so the memory that I have is from being in Catholic church and watching the priest and what they would do with the communion chalice for the wine. And they used to take the, I don't know if they still do because it's been probably decades since I've been in a Catholic church now, but they used to take this cloth and they would fold this cloth a certain way and they would put it over the top of that cup and they would say the blessing over the cup. I don't remember when the blessing would come, before the cloth, after the cloth, whatever. But as a little girl, I used to kneel up in my chair at the table and I used to imitate the priest with the cloth on the cup. And so that's actually the memory that I'm being given as I look through this card. So what I feel like Spirit is trying to say for you Aquarius is on this card is you have children around you. And maybe I should say, for those of you who have children around you, those little people are picking up the stuff that you do and the stuff that you say and the way that you handle your life and your relationships faster than a sponge. Faster than a sponge. And you're going to see some eye-popping evidence of it on Sunday. In other words, they are going to show you evidence of what they've picked up from you and possibly some of the people around you as well on Sunday, and it's just going to make your eyes pop to think, wow, I didn't even know they were paying attention. That is literally going to be the thought that runs through some of your minds. But you are going to see that people are paying attention to your actions and to your words on Sunday. Okay, so Aquarius, that is your week. For those of you who would like to schedule a private session with me, feel free to check out my website. Pick out which service would serve you the best. And then if you poke around a little bit and I still feel like the best reader for you, go ahead and contact me and I'll schedule you a session as quickly as possible. Right now my wait list is not that long, so I can probably help you the day that you contact me or the day after. Everybody, thank you so much for stopping by, for watching, for liking, for sharing, for subscribing. I really appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much. Everyone have a fantastic week. I will see you back here next time. Peace out.